Hey, buddy, quick answer to your question. So I don't know of anyone who's built Zoho to like really large businesses. When I think of where you're going, I start thinking of one of our other customers is what was Laser Plumbing and Electrical, and they were bought out by O'Brien, so it's now O'Brien Plumbing and Electrical, and they're like doing, I don't know, nearly, I think, $500 million a year through their network. So they like became really big. And I'm trying to, like, in my head, every time I hear the word Zoho, like I think of like this backyardy type app. Now I haven't touched it in 10 years, so that's some like old school bias that I've got towards it. But I just can't think of anyone that's like, $500 million company that's running on Zoho. They might be out there. I just haven't heard of them. Where most people go is, as you said, Oracle or NetSuite or Salesforce would be the other option. Force.com, building on there. I would say that's probably going to have the most vendor support, platform, solid platform and ecosystem support, because it's really, really, really well supported. But because I haven't personally been around the enterprise software space heaps, it's not really my jam. I can't say for sure whether building it on SAP or NetSuite would be better than Force.com. All I know is all three of those are insanely expensive. Insane. Like, minimum get-in is hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. Minimum. But it's still better than building something yourself if you've not managed IT projects before, and if you don't have the skills internally to become a software company. Because, man, I've seen that over and over and over and over and over and over again. People trying to become a software, they've got a great business and they've got great workflow processes and blah, 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 and they want something custom and they try and build something, and people are trying to be a software company when they're not tech people. And it's no offense to you. I wouldn't do it myself. I've been fucking tech my whole life. I wouldn't do it myself because I'm not a software engineer. And I've never managed software engineering projects. We do little bits and pieces and connectors and, tiny little projects internally. But mate, I would not build a fucking SaaS project. I wouldn't go near it because it's not the skill. So even throwing hundreds of thousands of dollars at Salesforce or NetSuite or anything else is better than you trying to build something yourself, in my honest opinion. That's my opinion. Other people will say, nah, work with a good provider who can build it for you. Yes, that's certainly a viable option. The challenge with working with a provider is, are they still going to be around? Can they handle the scale? Have they got proven track record? How are you going to manage things if they go downhill? Sometimes these guys disappear. Does happen. Number two is, if you cease working with them, someone else is probably going to want to build it from scratch. And so again, even if someone else is building it for you, custom code, the challenge that you have is basically, like, if you don't have a software engineering background, how would you even know to coordinate their architecture and their architectural decisions? So I'm just really firmly against custom coding software from scratch for businesses. And I've also seen again and again and again people blow hundreds of thousands of dollars and years of their time going down that road. And the sunk cost, oh my God, it's only when they're 2 years in and they've dropped a couple of $100K and they're like, no, I'm just going to keep going. Just one more month. Oh, fuck. And it's so bad. It never ends well. Anyway, so that's my opinion on that. You don't have great options because Force, NetSuite, Oracle are very expensive solutions. But if you're going to be a $100 million business or something like that, then cool, great, okay, that makes sense. I don't know if your business is going to be a $100 million business, but you get the idea. Like if it's going to scale up to like hundreds, or potentially, I think you've already got hundreds or thousands of franchisees, and you want to have complete customization of your workflows, then that might be the way to go. I think anything small businessy is you're going to find the limit of that pretty quickly. Trying to build it on any other platforms, and I'm sure I don't even know what would do that in small business land. Notion wouldn't do it. Podio's dead. There really isn't anything else. So yeah, you're at the stage that you're at. You're scaling up. You're going to get to the hundreds of locations, hundreds of franchises. Your next step is probably the enterprise tools, but compare them all. Work with consultants. There'll be plenty of people who want to pitch your business. Compare them like you would compare any other software, and that is to work out all of your criteria. I've got a video on this on my tech channel on choosing enterprise software, which I'll link to. You want to evaluate what are your criteria for success, and then put everything on a spreadsheet and just work through each one of those solutions, either with consultants or directly, looking at cost, integrations, support, vendor and network support, local community to work through it, what will be the technical debt taken on implementing it, what will be the change management debt of training your team and training your franchisee network. So they're all the kind of metrics that you start to consider with the different solutions, and then look at interfaces and stuff like that too, and which one's innovating faster and which one's releasing new features faster. So big process to go through, but that's kind of how you approach it. Good luck.